This is Dara Connolly, your fearless confidence coach, author of the new book, Flip Your Fear, and founder of PTC, an award-winning confidence program for women. I help women who are tired of getting talked over, feeling ignored, to speak up to be heard, kick fear to the curb, and be TEDx confident. Are you a worrier? Do you let nagging feelings of self-doubt, fear, or imposter syndrome hold you back in some way? Doesn't matter if it's the fear of what others think, like judgment, the fear of failure, or even the fear of success. Fear can cripple us. It cripples us from taking action and missing out on opportunities. I should know, I'm Dara Connolly, a lifelong worrier, chronic timid person, and recovering fear-filled wallflower. But I learned how to transform my fear into being a fearless confidence coach. And I actually discovered this by accident. It really happened while I was writing a book called Flip Your Fear for my dad. I'm not going to get into the story of the book. What I want to tell you is what happened while I was writing the book is that I literally downloaded a code as I kept writing the word fear so many times. Now, I didn't think much of this at the time, but afterwards, I started to apply the principle of this simple code. And I have to tell you, it works. And I'm going to tell you exactly how you can flip your fear too. You see, flipping fear not only helped change the way that I look at fear today, but it pushed me beyond my comfort zone. So much so that this former scaredy cat was invited to speak on 4 TEDx stages, to speak on stages around the world, and to be a confidence coach that has helped transform the lives of thousands. And I know this code can help you too. By the way, this code in Flip Your Fear will work for you no matter how old you are, no matter what your background is, or what your fear is. Flip Your Fear is simple and anyone can do it. So the code that I'm going to explain to you in just a moment is explained in a little bit more detail in my Flip Your Fear book. But in essence, it's a 4-part code. You literally take the word fear, F-E-A-R, flip it around and spell it backwards into R-A-E-F. R-A-E-F reveals 2 questions and 2 actions. So let's jump right in. The first R is, I want you to ask yourself, is your fear rational? You know, most of our fears are not rational at all. So for example, a rational fear would be worrying about your child because they're playing on a busy street. That's rational. They may get hit by a car. And that type of fear makes sense if you feel it. But for most of us, our fears are not rational at all. We spend so much time worrying about something that may most likely never happen. For example, if you worry that, oh my God, you're going to die while giving a presentation because you have a fear of public speaking, or that you feel so afraid to fly that you can't get on a plane when flying is still one of the safest forms of transportation that we know of today. Those type of fears are irrational. In fact, you know when you have an irrational fear because it stimulates in your body feelings of troubled breathing or maybe a pain in your chest or a sensation of tightness. You can experience shaking, trembling, a churning sensation in your stomach. That's like the ultimate butterflies. Maybe even feel nauseous or lightheaded. Your palms may sweat. Emotionally, your body responds to that irrational fear by feeling overwhelmed with anxiety and panic. So much so that you may feel that you need to escape the scene. Or you have a fear that you're starting to lose control, like you're going crazy, and a strong sensation that you're going to die or faint. These feelings are so strong that it feels like you're not even present in your body. Has this happened to you? These feelings and emotions are fear, irrational fear, taking us over. And once you acknowledge your fear is irrational, The next thing I want you to do is go on to the letter A, where you ask yourself, is your fear preventing you from living an authentic life? So think about this for a moment. Let's say you have a fear of snakes and it's not rational because you think as soon as you're going to step outside or walk off a road and go into the dirt or woods, you're going to get bit by a snake. And that fear becomes so consuming that you can't even go hiking, which is something you love to do. You love to go outdoors, but you don't go hiking anymore because you're so afraid of snakes. That fear is preventing you from living authentically. So if you have a fear that's holding you back from something you really want to do, whether it's changing jobs, moving to a new city, asking someone out, that fear can preventing you from living an authentic life. So how do we solve this? You go on to the next two letters that remain in our RAEF code, and these are two actions that I want you to take. The letter E is to remind you to feel excited. Research tells us that our brain doesn't know the difference between excitement or fear. It physiologically feels the same in our bodies. Some of the symptoms I just mentioned before, sweaty palms, heart racing, butterflies in the stomach. But what if you replace saying, I'm afraid, I'm so fearful with, I am excited, I can't wait to do this. When you replace saying, I'm afraid with, I am excited, you switch your body into feeling excited and it gives you energy to move forward instead of immobilizing you, which is a symptom of fear. Start replacing fear with excitement and notice how you'll start dissolving your irrational fear. And the last letter, F, is to feel the desired outcome you want to achieve. This is another way of using visualization plus feelings to help you overcome the feelings of fear. For example, let's say you're about to give a speech and you are feeling extremely fearful. You know it's not rational. You know it's authentically holding you back. You're trying to say excited, but it's still consuming you. Can you feel the emotions of giving that last word of your speech and the audience standing in an ovation and clapping for you? Can you feel the smiles on the faces of the people that you care about? Or for example, let's say you have a fear of flying, an irrational fear of flying, where it's really hard for you to get on a plane. Now, again, it's not rational because flying is one of the safest forms of transportation. You know that logically, but you still feel the fear. It prevents you from living authentically because you can't even go visit loved ones that live on the other side of the world or country. So let's say you take my word for it and you work through these 4-step processes in this code of RAEF and you get to the E. And instead of feeling overwhelmingly with fear, you say, I am so excited to see my loved one on the other end of that plane when I get off. I can't wait to see their face. I'm going to attach the feeling to it as well. What does it feel like for me to hug them or to see the look in their face and maybe feel tears rolling down my eyes because I'm so excited to see them? Excitement and feeling will help give you the actions to transform and flip your fear. Now, doing this work of flipping fear is self-mastery, and it can take a little bit of time. But I promise you, if you try the tools in this code of flipping your fear, you will see results and start to dissolve feelings of anxiety, nervousness, or talking yourself out of an opportunity where you could take incredible action and see change in your life. Remember, RAEF, the code, and flip your fear. But most of all, I don't want you to take my word for it. I want you to try it for yourself. And if you're ready to take your confidence to the next level, please, I encourage you to reach out to me. Go to daraconnolly.com. I'm happy to jump on a call with you and see if I can give you a little bit more motivation to flip your fear and go beyond your potential and to do things that you never thought you would do. I'm here for you and I can't wait to meet you. Until then, you are amazing.